Goge Africa is so much fun.
Okay.
Fun because you were doing a job, you get taken to different parts of the world, especially places where there are black Africa, different countries in Africa, and they are showing you the best of their tourism potential.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Put you in beautiful hotels, show you their culinary culture.
The food, the drinks.
I mean, I recall...
The people too.
Oh, the people and their diverse cultures, So it's really all about the money. It's a fulfillment of doing something you enjoy. And I tell you what, I enjoy what I do, Nneka also enjoys it. So, and because we enjoy it, initially there wasn't any money coming in from the job, but we just love it. And of course, as a voice merchant, I do voiceovers for radio and TV commercials. So I was making money doing that on the side. So Goge Africa was giving me the pleasure, it was giving me the fun, it was giving me the joy, and it was giving me the fulfillment.
Exactly.
It's
all about the passion.
Oh yes.
It comes first before money.
That's right. I recall there was a time we were reviewing music, and you had the French Cultural Center sponsor us to France during World Music Day, and we get to meet different African artists like Manu Dibango, Awilo Logumba. Oh yes, wow. Awilo Logumba, Morikante, Kofi Olomide.
Yes.
And then practically every artist that played their music on the show I had met.
Oh, beautiful.
What's her name? The lady from Benin Republic, Angelique Kidjo.
Yes.
All these guys, yes. Yondo Sisters, Extra Musica. It's, man.
This is nice.
So
awesome.
Goge Africa is an awesome experience. And 22 years down the line, I still enjoy what I do.
22 years. Like Goge Africa is older than a lot of people that I know.
That's right. That's the whole idea. A lot of young people are not too used to it, but when they run into it...
No, it's legendary. You see, Goge Africa, it's legendary. Like, you guys are legends.
Thank you.
Honestly. But I've been so curious. I know a lot of people are also curious about this. How come it's not easy to find a couple whereby the husband and the wife both have the same interests?
That's right.
It's so unique.
That's right.
It hardly happens.
Hardly.
So how come? Like, did you guys plan this before?
No. Well,
whose idea was it, first of all?
I was running a radio show.
Okay.
Right, and my producer would not let me play African music because he felt the African music would bring down the rating of the show.
Oh.
Right.
I see.
So, but then because I started out managing musicians, so I know quite a number of musicians with good numbers that I know, that good joints that I could play on the show and not bring down the rating of the show. But my producer thinks otherwise, right? So at a point I said, look, let me do something I'll be in charge.
Yes.
Something I'll decide what goes on as content.
Exactly.
So that was how Goge Africa idea came, and I ran it by Nneka. I was going to run it on radio. I was making an arrangement for how it's going to go on radio. And she said, look, why don't you do it on TV so I can supply you costumes, because then she's into costumes and all that. And I said, oh wow, but TV is capital intensive. I don't have that kind of money.
Yes.
She said, don't worry, get started. I said, okay, if we're going to do it, why don't we co-present it so that if nobody watches it because of me, they'll watch because of you. She said, but she's not done this before. I said, well, at least it's not going to be a live thing. If you don't get it right, we'll redo it again and again until you get it.
Yes.
And then there's room for post-production.
Exactly.
So, and eventually, reluctantly, she agreed. And then she got in the groove.
Aww.
Found a groove.
And ever since then,
wow, she's been going on strong. So
it's been from one groove to the other.
That's the whole idea.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
When I notice she enjoys, because see, for me, hotels, oh wow, I love good hotels. And Goge Africa gives you that, that exposure, that perk.
Yes.
You get to stay in beautiful hotels, and then sometimes we try to throw the spotlight on hospitality companies, so there are times, we do, throw the spotlight on a hotel, and when they say they don't even have the money to pay, but they can give it to us in form of like a barter arrangement.
Yeah.
And that's okay, fine. I take like hello,
Oh.
hi,
And crew.
good to see you.
Wow.
Good to see you. You find hotels and hospitality companies who want to be spotlighted but do not have the money. So they give us facility for like 2 million, 3 million. We sell to people who want to use it and try to recoup our money. But where we don't, we move into these hotels and enjoy it. Give our friends rooms. And, yes, and honestly, it took the grace of God to get me out of hotels, because initially when I started, I was living in a hotel. I felt I could afford to pay every day as a voice merchant. I get to do voice work every day and make money. So why do I have to go and rent a house where I will have to pay 2 years?
Exactly.
So I started living in a hotel. Until you know how it is. Until when I met her, she said, no. Hotels means you're spending more. And I said, I don't think I'll spend more. I said, look, over time, in the long run, you're spending more than you'll have spent in a 2 years rent.
Yeah.
So, well, I gave it a shot, thought about it, and also to make
And it was a good decision.
It was a good decision, sure. So now, I'm living large.
You sure are.
Yeah.
I love that part. You're living large.
Yeah, I'm living large. The glory of God.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, and you see, there's nothing as sweet as you're doing something and you get paid for it.
Exactly.
That's it. So that means people appreciate what you do. I mean, they're willing to pay for it. Then
Yes.
and then we kind of, through what we do, we elevated the equity of our cultural programs.
Obviously.
And people like MTN and some other big companies are willing to,
Yes.
sponsor these festivals. And the festivals are becoming a huge, means of job creation
And
empowerment and livelihood.
Entertainment.
That's right.
It's also informative.
Oh,
It's
sure.
educational.
Oh,
like
yes.
it's all encompassing.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It's very, it's all of that and more.
Yes.
So, and now tourism is about the biggest business in the world.
It is.
It is the biggest business. COVID tried to, hit it really hard.
Yes.
But it's a very resilient industry. It would recover.
It will.
It's already on the recovery process, and
Yes.
there are recovery plans, to get it back on track. A lot of countries have, thrown in some palliative to tourism practitioners and stakeholders.
Yeah.
But you know how it is here.
It takes time.
Yeah, it takes time, but it will catch on.
It will. It will.
So
well.
I'll have my meal and then get ready for the interview with this gentleman.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
It's such a pleasure.
It's been nice hanging out with him,
With
the
you.
ever young Goge Africa
Africa.
himself.
Thank you.
Say it the way guys normally say, Goge
Goge
Africa.
Africa.
Can you just take that line?
Goge Africa.